PvP Legacy is home to some of the best players in Minecraft.
It's the same server that Dream, Technoblade, Clownpierce, and pretty much every other YouTuber uses to train.
This is the biggest PvP server.
PvP Legacy is on some weird shit.
Because PvP Legacy got word of this, they were demoted and muted.
They're calling him a pedophile and a groomer because of what he said.
But what could a server like PvP Legacy do to have a whole video made about them? Well, you're about to find out.
PvP Legacy has tried to cover the situation up for months. They undermine the actions of their ex-staff members and the fact that he wasn't banned for what he did. To this day, they still ignore it, even after admitting they know it was wrong and knowing he should have been banned. They fail to say anything publicly because they know their server is performing fine, regardless of if it's morally okay or not. Most people don't know the extent of the situation because of how terribly the staff had portrayed it, but this is the full analysis of everything, from start to present. Only this time I hope that Legacy will have the balls to say anything about trying to cover this up and defacing the public reputation of those who spoke about it. ADM opens the confession as if he really needs to get this off of his chest, saying that it sucks and that it's harming him. He apologizes for saying this and even says that he doesn't want to date Melissa, but only because of her age. Then he says things like, "I want to know how you feel about this, and you can tell me if you agree or not." Saying things like this is an immediate red flag. Why would you ever say something like that to a 14-year-old girl? It's clear that he was trying to get her to disagree or at the very least have a differing opinion from him. Some PvP Legacy defenders say that this isn't even a confession of love. And what is it? ADM is just wording it in a way so if Melissa reciprocates, then they could possibly date. That factor was never really ruled out. Saying he doesn't want to date her just isn't good enough in a situation like this. It's not a solid defense. Rationalizing this, pretending nothing could ever possibly go wrong is just stupid. ADM messed up. He should have never done this. And originally, Legacy sort of agreed. When this got out, Legacy almost instantly removed his moderation status and also muted him on the Minecraft server. Some members were confused to why he didn't just insta-ban them in the Discord like Stray did. Legacy responded by mocking the concerned players. What's he gonna do? Use his movement to Morse code a girl? I was even one of the members asking why he wasn't banned. Although I was talking in public and I should have opened a ticket so it was private, expressing these concerns had me threatened with a ban. Yes, publicly wanting ADM to be banned got me threatened with a ban from the server myself instead of them just banning him. And that was how the situation was quote unquote resolved. Nothing else happened. They just muted him in the Minecraft server and threatened to ban those who talked about it. Most PvP Legacy players just lie to themselves and say that it's just resolved and actually can't even come up with an excuse to why. The inappropriate messages did not happen on Minecraft. They happened on Discord. ADM was not sufficiently punished, and even Blue Bandit eventually agreed with us.
I get what you're saying. And I don't know. I just like to say like what ADM did in the grand scheme of things isn't close to like what Lucius
But anyone
did.
else would have been banned for it. That's not what my point is. Anyone else would have been banned for that.
I mean,
If I did it, I'd be banned.
If
let's look it through my eyes. If I did that, I would be banned. I would be permanently blacklisted everywhere.
I don't know. Like, well, if you were like exposed in a video that was calling you like a groomer or something, then that's likely.
So if someone is exposed in a video, that's the only way they will get banned for these actions? Clearly, that's not actually true, and they do ban creeps for stuff like that all the time. This argument feels like a cop-out. Like, he had no other reason for why ADM wasn't banned, so he just came up with that. Now, a few weeks prior to him admitting that he was somewhat in the wrong, Artual had streamed on my server SMP PvP, where AOElite took away Artual's affiliate rank. Now, me and Artual hopped on a call, and he explained to me what happened. I found it funny that he lost his rank over something so small, so I started bringing up how the staff team is inconsistent and pretty dumb when it comes to these situations. During this talk, I brought up the situation with ADM, and Artual found it pretty disturbing to say the least. About 40 minutes later, Artual and Blue Bandit had a call about his affiliate rank, and I asked to join. Artual had no idea what I was about to ask next.
While we're here, is Admin Crunch still on the server? Like, is he unbanned?
What? How's that related? I'm sorry.
I just want to ask you that.
I don't know. It doesn't matter if he was banned in the past and if he's maybe changed over the course of over a year.
What the hell? Oh my god, no way. Begin with. Why was he on the server to begin with?
Because there wasn't really substantial evidence.
He admitted to it.
He was a pedophile.
He admitted to it.
Where in
He admitted to there's literally
there's
image evidence in the guy's video that literally Adam Crunch said, "Yeah, I was talking to that 14-year-old."
Yes. But since when is talking with the 14-year-old?
He literally called it. He said, "You're my little hog rider." He said so much weird shit to this 14-year-old. What is?
I mean, yeah, that's definitely weird. And that's definitely not something that I think anyone.
And that's definitely not something that should be on your PvP Legacy server. But he's a friend, so it's a little bit. It's a little bit different.
Very uncomfortable.
I haven't spoken with him for like 8 months. Anyway, so banning him off of our Discord right now,
And your server.
right?
Yeah.
That's still not going to solve the issue.
I mean,
You
it
guys
literally
still want
does.
to drum
There's
up
no.
drama.
I mean, it does. You just
and
get rid of the
cause issues.
pedophiles. Blue Bandit
This-
was incredibly distant with an answer. He was clearly caught off guard, which was fair. Neither him or Artual knew that I was going to bring this up, but he ended up lying about banning ADM, which is just not okay at all. He could have either told the truth or had me removed from the call until he collected his thoughts. Blue Bandit ended up clearing this up later and admitting he was wrong for lying there. ADM left on his own accord and was never banned from PvP Legacy. He has been recently seen in a new server called Stoneworks, which he was recently blacklisted from about a week ago. This shows that ADM is still active within the community and shows how servers are still willing to take action against him for what he had done. After the original call, Artual was really confused about the situation, so he got in contact with AOElite, the owner of PvP Legacy, who seemed to be doubling down. Artual asked AO if he still stood by a now deleted statement. They weren't dating, they were 4 years apart, same ages you'd find in a high school. You can say underaged, but a pedo? AOElite replied by dodging the question, referring back to his affiliate rank. AO then says that the 4-year age gap is okay as long as both individuals are above the age of 18, which is just not what he was even talking about at all. After Artual clarifies who he was talking about, AOElite pretends to not know them. AOElite can't give an actual response. This is a recurring theme. Clearly, the owner of PvP Legacy hasn't changed his stance on the situation. When Artual clarifies his question, AO just corrects Artual and says that ADM wasn't even an admin. Why does it matter what his position on the staff team even was? Eventually, Artual did post his video on Legacy. There was lots of cope and immaturity by both staff members trying to keep their reputation and confused server members. One thing that's the most important to address is how often Blue Bandit claimed to have been working on a response video. Don't know if he truly planned it or not, but he never ended up doing it. Now remember, this situation happened over a year ago with no resolution, and still, Legacy fails to provide any responses, only delaying the follow-up video to make the situation more old. Another funny moment from the reformed owner AOElite is when one member asked, "Is Artual CM's server actually okay?" And the owner of PvP Legacy, AOElite, attacks Artual CM's character by saying, "It's nothing unique and don't really care. Artual CM himself is retarded though." But that's just the average Minecraft YouTuber. I guess Artual's just retarded now? GG? After Artual's video, the Legacy Discord got pretty heated. One of the former staff members, Llama Bazaan, saw the use of the R-slur being constantly in the staff chat, so he addressed his concerns for the use of the word. Llama then asked a trusted friend if they thought what he said was okay and if it made sense.
When I was reading the staff chat, I became like a bit weirded out by how much they used the word and how they felt they had a right to the word. And so I asked my friend that I trust about it, and I sent them what I said, and I sent them some context so that way they knew what was happening, and they fully agreed with what I said.
Although I use it, his opinion is valid and should be heard by other staff members. But Blue Bandit got defensive, and as a breach in his privacy, Bandit threatened that if Llama didn't send the proof he sent these screenshots to his friend, then Llama would be demoted.
Bandit then DM'd me and he was like, oh, he's worried that staff chats about being leaked and how they can be used to slander PvP Legacy and such. And since I was friends with Artual, he wanted to temporarily demote me until I showed proof of the DMs with my friend, which I then sent with approval from my friend that I could send the DMs. Even after I sent the proof, I was still demoted for no apparent reason.
Blue Bandit has also made countless attacks on Artual's character, saying that he only made his video because he lost his affiliate rank, which could not be further from the truth.
One thing Bandit tries to do is convince people that I blackmailed PvP Legacy because they took away my Minecraft rank. They have to either be stupid and actually think this, or they're grasping at straws and lying. So, you see, I had 2 ranks on PvP Legacy, YouTube rank and affiliate rank. I earned YouTube rank because of the 40k subscriber requirement, and affiliate was just given to me by one of the staff members because I streamed and I needed a bigger party size. Both these ranks are identical. They provide the exact same perks except for 2 things. The first difference between the ranks is the prefix before your name, which I didn't use. I never displayed my prefixes. So if I don't care about that, then it has to be something different. You see, affiliate rank also lets you appear on the PvP Legacy website. However, I never actually had that. I was never put on their website even though I had affiliate. So I did lose my affiliate rank, but nothing changed for me. I still had all my party sizes and extra kits, and I still wasn't on their website, and I still didn't have any prefixes. Nothing changed. Trying to constantly convince people about my motives is just malicious and disingenuous. So now with the knowledge that I didn't even lose anything, here is Bandit losing his insanity trying to convince people why I care.
Storytime, kids! I was minding my own business getting into drama and playing on PvP Legacy, and the admins then decided to remove my affiliate rank. Coincidentally, I talked with one of my friends who told me the Legacy admins supported pedophiles more than a year ago by not banning one of them from their server. They got muted. So naturally, I go to talk with them about why my affiliate rank was removed, and instead of talking about that, I accused them of letting an alleged pedo play on their server. After I got banned from the Discord for choosing to bring the conversation public once all my points got shut down in private, I decided to make an expose video and post it on YouTube. Oh, and by the way, I totally don't care about the Minecraft rank. I'm just making this video because the owner of the server thought the alleged pedophile wasn't a real pedophile. Oh, and wait, he actually has a point. Hang on, why am I making this video again?
Quick side note, Bandit justifies that ADM was muted, but it was literally just on the Minecraft server. Bandit is actually losing his mind over the situation. Luckily, he would make a real response and clear everything up, like how he said several times to members on the Discord, and even used his response as a threat to me. But a response would just never come, even after admitting that ADM could have done something wrong on the server after not being banned, and that ADM should have been insta-banned, but we'll get there later. See, another example of Bandit losing his mind is how anything that would be done by Artual or I would get commented on by Bandit. The first incident of Bandit making weird comments was small. I was streaming on Legacy after Artual's video, but the lag was unbearable, so I switched to my own server. And that set Bandit off. Not only did he send that clip to me, but also to Artual for some reason. Artual would just tweet something small like saying, "This might be controversial, but I think people just like hating apologies and siding with whoever is more vocal." And Bandit would send that to Artual for some reason. Artual said, some tier list servers were pulling out and not letting people test on Legacy because of everything. Which is true. Someone had talked to Artual about that, and he told them he doesn't really care. They can just watch the video on the situation if they have any questions. But Bandit somehow got a hold of the messages Artual sent in the Discord and responded to it. Bandit had to justify that he got them to test on their server again, and sent a brick wall of a message, claiming that ADM was just setting boundaries. Then continues to victim blame. Then Bandit just starts to lie, saying that Artual criticizes Legacy for saying ADM isn't a pedophile. Artual said he wasn't a pedophile. Then of course, Bandit rants about the rank again. It's weird for Bandit to ask an insane question, but I thought about it and I had to ask myself, why? Legacy is performing fine. Why would Bandit try to talk to members in Artual's Discord server about this? Most of his viewers still play Legacy anyways. The only thing that Bandit is doing is tarnishing Artual's reputation to his own fans. Bandit is going in his server. This could only be an attempt to hurt Artual. But most of the people in the Discord could care less anyways. Regardless, it's just weird. So after Bandit joined Artual's Discord, he also joined a VC. I don't know what he said before Artual and I joined, but when Artual joined, Bandit didn't bring up anything to do with the situation. Artual pressed Bandit about making an apology. Bandit concluded that an apology wasn't needed, so Artual explained why it's important. Bandit thought that a mute in Minecraft and demoting him was okay enough. Artual didn't. So at this point in the conversation, Bandit said everything was handled properly. He thought a mute on Discord and a demotion from staff was good enough, even though all the chats happened on Discord. Because he thought everything was okay, an apology wasn't needed. But after 2 whole hours of convincing, he finally agreed with us.
Because he was staff on our server.
And they're also an admin on your server.
Important question. Why was he muted on Minecraft?
I mean, the initial reason was just like, we thought the allegations were pretty ridiculous, right? They're calling him a pedophile and a groomer because of what he said, which in some ways, I guess you could argue that, right? And in some ways, I definitely agree with you now, especially given like now that I've sat down and talked with you guys a bit more on and getting your opinions on it. I can understand where you're coming from. And in some ways that might have even changed like how I think about the situation.
So that was that. Bandit's mind was changed. He even reached out to Artual asking how he could make his apology. Bandit wanted Artual to tell him exactly what to say. He understood the importance of banning ADM's accounts, saying that they don't support anything that ADM did, and also acknowledging that they will handle the situation better, and doing better in the future in general. Artual responded with more in-depth answers than anything surface level. Artual also disclaimed that it was just what he thought was important, and he doesn't want to provide exactly what to say. Mainly because if Bandit doesn't come up with it, then he just doesn't care. Artual told Bandit that he shouldn't ignore the following: addressing the inappropriate nature of ADM's behavior, clarifying the resolution of the situation, reassessing AO's beliefs in response after Artual confronted him, clarifying the intent behind Artual's video release, and also clarifying the intent behind his statement. But after all this time, it's almost like Bandit talked to someone who told him not to work with us because he slowly doubled back on everything he said the day before and in the call with Artual and I. I don't know if he has some sort of third-party influence, but his change in behavior was drastic. He did not comply. He did not release a statement. Blue Bandit didn't do anything he promised. He ghosted Artual and I for weeks, refused to apologize, or even respond to Artual's original video or the call we had. I'm not sure what's going on in Bandit's head or why he thinks he shouldn't apologize anymore. I really wish he would have just done something and followed through with everything he said he would. But it's not hard to not think that there's someone over his shoulder. Honestly, I hope that there are other people helping him talk about this, but whoever they are not doing a good job. That's everything. The entire situation from start to end, from ADM's wrongdoings and Bandit threatening to ban me for talking about it, then to the present where Legacy still shows no remorse for the situation, refusing to apologize for it, and constantly undermining the situations and the intentions of those who want Legacy to do better. If you made it this far and aren't already subscribed, please consider it. Also, join my Discord and consider becoming a member to help support future videos.